Hey, what's up everybody? TJ, BHCP here. I'm a pastor in Wyoming and I make videos about Bibles, the Bible, tools and resources to help you in your walk with Christ, and the occasional, this is what's going on in my life. So I mentioned in my last video that I have a speaking engagement coming up. And I wanted to walk with you because I don't know about you, I make EDC videos, and don't worry, the 2024 pastoral EDC and EDC bag video will be coming. This year, everything is way more nailed down than it normally is around this time. But I was curious, what do pastors take when they're speaking? What do they take with them? What do they have in their bags? Or not just pastors, but people in general. What do you take with you when you're traveling? So today I want to share with you what I am traveling with as I head to go to this speaking engagement. Now, in some areas I have a ton of stuff. In other areas, maybe not a lot. So there are two bags. So I'm not going to tell you about what I'm going to carry as far as like my clothes and my toiletries. Forget that. This is just stuff. This will be in my carry-on and my personal. So this bag right here will be my personal bag. This is the Tom Talk Sling. I think it's the 7-liter sling bag. Now this bag is big enough to fit an iPad and a MacBook Air. So I do have my MacBook Air. It's actually over here, but I'm not taking my MacBook with me. So let's get into what will be specifically in this bag. Now, some of this I am working through. I literally just emptied out the contents. The things I'm not taking are over here, like a multi-tool, and even my CSB personal size, I don't need to take that with me. So let's see what stayed in the bag, starting in the very front pocket right here. So in the very front pocket, pretty simple. Microfiber cloth for my glasses. There will be a couple of these like lens wipes that I will use for my phone, iPads, but mainly my glasses. My 2 prayer coins. My other prayer coin is in here. Gotta get it. Sorry, there it is. My 2 prayer coins. So to remember to pray for my LBC fam in Spokane, Washington, and then our personal church prayer coin. I keep these in my bag and I hear them jingle all the time, and it reminds me to pray for the church. There will be a little Right in the Rain pin in there. This is a Right in the Rain polka pin, small pin, flip it over, boom, full-size pin, just in case I need a pin while I'm on the plane. A couple guitar picks, and then this tile tracker. So this tile tracker is just going to be on there so that I can help find my bag. If I lose my phone, help me find my phone and stuff. But that just always stays in there. So that's that main front pocket, or that small front pocket. And then in the back, there's a just a couple things that'll be back here. So there'll be one of my wallets. Now these are the cards that I don't use but may need. So this is kind of an emergency wallet. And then I'll have my business card holder. This is my business card holder, so I just have some of my personal business cards in there. You never know when you're going to have to hand those out as you're headed and traveling. Maybe someone needs prayer or something. Boom, hand them a couple of those. They have your email and whatnot. In the bag itself, in the main pocket, and one of the things I love about this bag is it opens so well. So there's nothing in this mesh pocket yet. I'm sure something will go in there. Actually, I know exactly what's going to go in there. So one of the things that will be in there is probably this games case. So this is my Nintendo Switch game case. I picked it up a while ago, and I have all my games in there. So if I decide to take all of my games, it'll be this case in that mesh pocket. There's also an extra micro SD card in there. But I have everything from Minecraft, Hot Wheels Unleashed, even 2K, to both Zelda games, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, Smash, 3 different Pokemon games to play. So that will go into that mesh pocket and just kind of hang out there in case there's some extra games that I need to play. Or, you never know. On the plane, man, you got to kill some time somehow. Now, I know a lot of times people are like, well, you're a pastor. Should you really be taking, like, mindless video game stuff? Like, guys, I think we take some of this stuff too seriously. I'm traveling. I have a long layover. So I'm going to take a Switch. That's the other thing that will be in that main pocket is my Nintendo Switch. This is a thin case. Shout out to my little sis. I call her Fathead, so we'll just stick with Fathead. I'm going to take my Nintendo Switch. I have the pink and red Joy-Cons on here. There is nothing fancy about it. It's an early model Switch, but I absolutely love it. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy on there since Christmas, and so just play some whatever I decide to play on there, and that'll be in that case just to keep it extra safe in the main compartment of the bag. So that's just going to kind of run right into that main dump pouch. Boom, safe as can be, safe, sound, snug. And then I'll have this little pouch with me. This is just a Chum's wallet. It's their Chum Surfer wallet, but there'll be dude wipes in here, which I may be out of. Nope, got one right here. Boom. So there'll be some dude wipes in here, just in case I need to sterilize something or something goes wrong in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? There'll be some of these. I think they're called Quipix, Colgate, something or other. I don't know, but just a little toothpick and some fresh breath stuff in there, as well as on the other side, there is first aid stuff. Sorry for the blinking. My eyes are extremely dry. So there's first aid stuff in here, just some Band-Aids, some alcohol prep pads. Put those in there just to have those, just in case. You never know when you're going to hit something or whatever. Then also in here will be, in this main pocket, my mouse. This is just an On mouse. It's a Walmart brand Bluetooth mouse, and this is for my iPad. So the main device, the main work device that I'll be taking is my iPad. We'll talk about that in just a second, but this is a mouse to use if I don't want to use the trackpad, just some extra things, get away from being so close to the screen, and just have that in there. The next thing is my Anker MagSafe bank. So I love my phone. I will talk about my phone in just a second when we talk about pocket stuff, but it is the 15 Pro Max. I just got it. But one of the things I love about the new generation, not 15, but from 13 up, really from 12 up, I believe, is MagSafe. I love it. So I have the Anker MagSafe bank. It's super slim, fits on my phone really well, and charges it super fast. It gives me about 80% of a charge, so it'll be a great little boost on a trip, but I have that with me all the time. Just in case I need a little power pump, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so then the other thing that's in there is my iPad. So this is gonna be my main workhorse tech. It's what I'll teach from, it's what I'll study from, it's what I'll connect to the internet with. This will be my laptop as I go. The reason that I'm doing this is because, and I've shared in other videos, this pretty much is a really small laptop. This is an iPad Air Gen 5, and it has the M1 chip in it, so it has the same chipset that my computer has. Now, iPad OS 17 doesn't power that the same way that my MacBook does, but I don't plan to do anything super heavy duty while I'm gone. Inside, what's protecting the iPad and my keyboard case is the ESR keyboard case, or Keyfolio, I think is what it's called. And it has a great keyboard typing experience. It's got a good trackpad, and so that will be my case of choice. It specifically is the ESR, nope, it just says Tech Made Easier. So Keyboard Folio, I think. So that's going to be the case. That's what I'll have my keyboard on. Part of the reason I went with that one is because then I can take my iPad out. It connects magnetically, but I still have a bump case on it. And then I have this generic Apple stylus. No, this is not the Apple Pencil 2, and no, it does not charge being on my iPad. But what it does provide me with is a really nice writing experience. If I need to take notes or I need to highlight something and something that I'm doing on here, it's great. I'll also have a couple of games on here, but this is specifically kind of show you guys a little insight into how I do things. Let me close out some stuff here and get into this. This is Sunday sermon right here. So this is where my notes hang out. This is where my notes are. So I'll type up on that. There's also some apps on here that I'm checking out, like Pencil Bible is a new app that kind of acts as a wide margin thing. But the other thing that this will be used for is some on-the-go gaming if I'm tired of what's ever on the Switch. Mainly, this will be used for gaming is that day on the plane and just some real basic Stardew Valley. Just playing some Stardew Valley, real quick, easy, kind of mindless, help take the stress off as you do your thing on the plane. So my iPad Air will be going with me. I have absolutely loved this thing. It's a workhorse. So I'll take that with me. It'll play some videos maybe, but really the main thing that it will do is be that workhorse for me as I do my thing. And then the last thing that will go into this bag as I travel is this 8BitDo SN30 Pro. So this is a controller that I use to game from my iPad, but I can also connect it to my Switch and game from my Switch with the controller still. It won't have to be handheld. So if I'm on the plane, I don't feel like holding my Switch. You can just prop it up, grab this SN30 Pro, play whatever game I want. So I'll be taking that with me. That will be in this bag as well and will serve its purpose to the fullest, I'm sure. So that's the main stuff inside of here that I'll be taking. And really, I mean, it packs in there really nicely. And again, this will be my personal bag that I take. Now, something that's up in the air that kind of goes along with that stuff is my Satisfy grip. I normally do not play my Switch without the Satisfy grip. It makes your Switch feel incredible in your hands and has a really great grip, but I just don't really know if it's something that I want to deal with packing in a bag and dealing with all that kind of stuff. So it's up in the air. It may go, it may not. It may just come down to how it fits and everything else. So then in pocket stuff that will be in my pockets as I travel, I throw this MagSafe pop socket on my phone. So it's just, my phone is recording, by the way, if you haven't guessed. Just a simple, easy MagSafe pop socket. I absolutely love this thing. One of the things that I hated about pop sockets is that they were stuck on your phone and it affected if you wanted to use a mount or wireless charging or anything like that. This thing, man, I use MagSafe. I use a MagSafe mount in my car. I use a MagSafe wallet. And if I decide I don't want this, pop it off, put that on. I use that MagSafe charger. This thing is awesome for that. So that will be on my phone. We'll put that up here. And then also in my pocket will be my Apple MagSafe wallet and just a cash clip for cash that I have. Simple as that. Throw those in my pocket and we're good to go. If you're curious about other things that will be in my pocket on the trip, just because you're like me and you get really, really curious, this is a hanky that was handmade for me by someone in the church for Christmas. To wipe my mouth, clean up some spills, wipe sweat off during the trip, whatever, or clean off screens. I use it more for wiping down screens and my glasses. If I don't want to get that microfiber cloth, this thing is awesome. And it's handmade, so it's really special. They took the time to make that for me. Obviously, like I said, my phone will be in there. And then I'll have my little Phoenix E12 flashlight. Now, this may go in my checked bag and then pick it up when I get there, and then some chapstick. Pretty simple. Okay, so then also probably in my pockets will be one of these two things. So one of these two headphones will be in my pocket and the other one will be in my tech bag. So it'll be my AirPods Gen 2 and then just these wireless headphones that my wife got me for Christmas that are awesome. I don't even know how much she paid because it's Christmas, that's weird. The sound quality is great. But they have noise canceling. Now, it's not active noise canceling like on the AirPod Pros, right? These are really cheap. But for noise canceling in the airport, these are going to be awesome. So one of these two will be in my pocket. And yes, I'm going to take both. Sometimes I like to have my AirPods. My AirPods also fit in my ears better than these do. But the sound canceling cannot be beat. So those pairs of headphones will be in there. And then in my main bag, which is where we're getting now, which is going to be this one. This is going to be my carry-on that I'm going to put up top. And so inside of this backpack will be my Beats. These aren't anything special either. They're just the Beat Solo 3s. Unfortunately, they do charge with micro USB, so it's an extra cable that I'll have to take. But I'll take these. Actually, I won't have to take the cable because they will not run out of power, guaranteed. These things are mainly my workout headphones, but they also work in an airport. They pack up slim. They'll go great in the bag. So those will be in my main bag as well. And then in that same main bag will be, in case I want to capture anything, just this little tripod. It can be used as a selfie stick. It comes out a very long way. It also has a Bluetooth shutter button, which is why there was that little skip there. I accidentally clicked that. So this will be in that main bag. I use this a lot for like random church videos that I make for our church socials. This is a great little tripod, so that'll come with me. And then into the stuff that I'm carrying study-wise. So this main carry-on bag is really going to be the stuff that I am carrying for study. What am I taking with me Bible-wise, pen-wise, book-wise, all that kind of stuff. So I am taking Bible-wise 2 Bibles with me. The first one is this large print ESV thin line, and it does have references in the bottom corner and some footnotes. So this is a really cool text block. I actually really like most large print thin lines. I think they're thin. I think they're really nice. But this is not my everyday study Bible. One, it's not my everyday study translation, although I do really enjoy the ESV. But the place that I'm going to speak asked that I use the ESV because that's what their teens have. And so they asked that I use the ESV to keep continuity and for nothing to be confusing for them. So large print thin line, all these sticky notes right here are the scriptures that I'm teaching out of as we go. So that's one of the Bibles that I'm taking, this large print thin line, which is awesome. And then for my personal study and my personal walk as I continue to do my read through of the Gospels and stuff, I'll be taking my verse by verse, my CSB verse by verse. Love this Bible, absolutely. I'm enjoying my read through of Matthew inside of it. I mentioned in my last video, that's kind of been something that I've done differently this year, is reading in the morning, but even before I take a shower. And I'm telling you that I find myself very encouraged early on. Right now, I'm dealing with a lot of religious hypocrisy in Matthew, and it's got me passionate about something. And maybe I'll share that with you guys this year, but it might be some change of course for me and what I'm doing, for TJ and what I'm doing, and some of the things that I've been thinking for the future. The next thing that'll be in that main bag is my pens. So these are the main pens that I take, that I literally carry every day anyways. Now I carry them in this leather cover by, I don't know, Urchis. I don't know. It's just a random leather pen roll that you can find on Amazon. I've linked it in a couple other videos. And so I have my highlighting system. So I have highlighters in here, which honestly, I don't need these anymore because I don't use highlighters. And we'll talk about that in a different video this year. But so these are going to leave here soon. But then I have my 4 extra colors: red, question; green, things that Christ has given us; purple, the deity, like anytime Christ as the Son of God or as the Messiah, boom, right there. Blue is like historical reference, as well as in the CSB, they bold the quotes from the Old Testament, so those get blued, and then a little note gets put to the side on where that is, and then we go back into the Old Testament, do that. And then and so these are all just really inexpensive Papermate ink joys. They're specifically the roller balls, not the gels. And then I have these Pilot friction pens. I have 2 of them that will be going with me. One is a black, one is a dark blue, and these are the click ones. Now, these are erasable pens, but I don't carry them because they're erasable. I carry them because for Christmas, my wife got me a new kind of notebook that I'm super jacked about, super excited about, and I've really enjoyed using to this point. So before we get to the books, I will be taking this. Now, this is the Rocketbook Core. I think there's about between 37 and 42 pages. If you don't know what a Rocketbook is, if you're inside of the paper community, like I use notebooks all the time, right? I did a whole video about how I set up my prayer journal. I'll link that right here. But I found myself this year going, man, I loved note taking on my iPad, but I love the feel of real paper. And so this kind of gives me the best of both worlds. So what you can do with the Rocketbook is you write your notes, and as you can tell, obviously you can smudge it because I have some smudgery. So this is where I wrote this Sunday's sermon. I write it in here. I put the title up here. I sign all of my sermons or any of my prayers, although I didn't sign this one, I guess. And then you can circle one of these things on the bottom, which are then correlated here. And we'll do a full review on this thing and how it fits into ministry and even Bible study here in the future. And so I have like sermons go to the rocket emblem, prayers to the diamond, and then weddings and funerals to the horseshoe. I have done a funeral in this, and that's the cool thing, right? If you were to flip through this right now, this page that I wrote this Sunday sermon on was a funeral sermon that was then spritzed and wiped clean. So within taking this, I will also be taking, poured out, this Equate spritz bottle and this microfiber cloth that Rocketbook sends you. to use this. So you scan these, they go into an app, and then you can send them to varying things. We'll talk about that more at a later date, but I've really been enjoying my Rocketbook, and then with having it is so thin compared to like a regular notebook that for travel, I don't think there's anything better, and I think that it works really, really well for what I'm doing. The next, I'm going to take 2 books to read. The first is I just started reading Screw Tape Letters by C.S. Lewis. When I really get into it, I can't put it down. I'm on chapter 5, which isn't very far, but I also just started it. It is a phenomenal book and an enjoyable read. It's kind of weird if you're not used to if you've never heard of it, which I really hadn't. Some people from the church recommended it a couple years ago. I wanted to read something different than I normally read. And basically it's the description on the back is a masterpiece of satire on hell's latest novelties and heaven's unanswerable answers, which sounds weird, but basically it's written from tempters who are tempting a human and trying to work through how to do that and how to keep them from becoming Christian. And then if they become Christian, the things to do within them. It's really, really interesting. And so I'm going to take Screw Tape Letters. It's not very long. It's 205 pages. I'm already on page 21, which is chapter 5. So obviously it's not long. I'm a slow reader, but it's a really interesting book. And sometimes like it's basically Christian fiction, but with an interesting implication on how really the enemy does fight. And I think C.S. Lewis had some wisdom on this, because I'm reading this going, oh my goodness, we still deal with that. And the copyright's like 1950 when he wrote the original one. The other book that I'm taking with me is this one. I know, it's a binder. So this is a book that I'm actually helping someone work through. It's called A Study on Young and Old Earth Theory. So it's a scientific book written by a guy in our church who did a phenomenal job, and he has asked me to read it. So I'm doing just that. But I have 3 more chapters left. So I'm not taking this whole thing. I'm going to throw this portion, these last 3 chapters that he wrote and added, into a folder and take them with me so that I can have this done. My goal was to finish his book in 2023. I want to finish it by the end of January 2024 so that he can have my review notes and stuff like that to kind of continue on the process. I think this is a great book and helps deal with some of the really hard questions that, I think a lot of young Christians ask. Well, how do I deal with evolution being taught in school, and how do I deal with this, and how do I deal with that? He tackles a lot of that. He does a really good job. And so really, almost forgot. 2 very important things I'll be taking with me that sit on my desk. The first is Psalms in 30 Days. I'll be continuing to just kind of poke around in this when I have time. I don't use this every single day, but I'm hoping on this trip I really could take the week and go through this every morning, because there's not as much expected of me there. And I'll have, I don't have to get my daughter up right away, and I do have administrative stuff to do, but not as intensely as if I was here. And then I'll be taking the Ultimate Bible Dictionary. So this is really a compact version, and my wife got this for me for Christmas. And so I'm going to take this with me and just do some word studies, fun stuff like that. So I'll be taking the Ultimate Bible Dictionary with me just as some fun study stuff while I'm there. And so, be taking these 2 books as well. But these aren't really for like pleasure reading. These are more for study and personal devotion. Another thing I'm up in the air about is this SoundCloud wireless Bluetooth speaker for my room when I'm sleeping. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw it in the bag. Maybe I won't. It just depends. And then, of course, the chargers to charge things, right? I'll have my Switch charger. And my wife got me a 3-in-1 charging stand for my Apple Watch, and for that will charge my Apple Watch, my phone, my AirPods, and then I'll take a USB-C cable or 2 just in case that goes out. I can charge my phone, my iPad, and then the rest of the tech that I have with me pretty much runs off of USB-C. See, I thought I had a lot more stuff that I was taking with me, so maybe it's a lot to you. It doesn't seem like a lot to me, but that is what I'm going to take with me as I travel. So I have stuff for pleasure, I have stuff for study, and I have stuff for just reading in general. So I hope that you enjoyed. Remember, the main thing, and this is what I'm going to be telling these kids up at this camp that I'm going to speak at, is that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. He gives us power. He gives us life. He gives us freedom. He's everything. Your dress doesn't matter. As like don't get me wrong, let the Spirit do things, but don't focus on your dress. Don't focus on what Bible translation that you're like, oh my God, if I'm not reading this translation, and I know someone's in the comments right now going, it has to be the King James. No, it doesn't. That person's wrong. But focus on encountering Christ, interacting with Christ, hearing him, because he is the way, the truth, and life. He is the only name. Jesus is the only name by which men should be saved. And if you've not called upon the name of the Lord, if you have not believed in your heart that Christ was raised from the dead, and you have not confessed the lordship of Jesus over your life, that's all you have to do to be saved. It is literally that simple. That's the most important thing that I can give to you today. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.